For almost 5 years now, we've laughed every day, probably cried every day, but more importantly, we've grown together.
5 years ago, I never realized what an incredible journey we would be embarking upon together. Today and forever, I give you my heart, my soul, my trust. I love you.
Could you imagine that giving up your seat and a conversation about overalls, Barbies, and changing a tire could lead to I do's? I want you to know that I am so happy to be joining our families and becoming a stepdad to your amazing kitties and having you become an amazing stepmom to my girls. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. You're my best friend.
Today is the day that I get to marry my best friend. There are not enough words to describe how truly happy I am. I am so glad that fate brought us together and have truly loved every day that we have spent together. I cannot imagine my life without you, the girls, and our cats. You are truly my best friend, and I love you so much. See you at the end of the aisle. Boogie woogie. Love your person.
Ben, will you take Courtney to be your lawful wedded wife? From this day forward, will you love, honor, and cherish her, hold her up in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Courtney, will you take Ben to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Ben, you may kiss your bride.
Got to feel in heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away. Let it be the thing that I am longing for. Let's fly out from Manhattan to the California shore, just to watch the ships at night on the San Francisco Bay. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. I'll stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I am longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Yeah!
Courtney, ever since you were born, you've had my heart gripped in your hand so tightly. And I love you more than anything.
I keep envisioning Courtney running down the street in Chicago going to Grandma Lazar's house. And it was just always that face. And then I would see her, and I still see her as that little girl. She's still my little girl.
We just like to share a few stories.
I went out there and I said, "Hey, Ben, come on in for a nap." And he came running at me, wrapped himself around my leg, and bit me on the thigh. So I picked him up and I said, "Did you know he was going to do that?" She says, "Well, I had an idea."
So one morning at breakfast, Ben said, "Mom, are you covering me up at night?" And I said, "Well, I always check on you boys when I'm on my way to bed, and your covers are never on." And it was kind of cool. And he said, "Well, stop it." And I said, "Well, why?" And he said, "Because I'm offering it up for Grandpa, because Lou's dad was going through chemotherapy." So he really has always been a very kind-hearted and thoughtful person. So that's our son.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Seward.